Hey, hello, and welcome to Good Knit Kisses. I'm your host, Kristen, and today is the first day of fall. Ooh, hoo, hoo. I've got a hat on. I've got a new cowl on. I'm trying to get your feedback if you like it. It looks kind of ridiculous with this t-shirt, I think. Probably would look really great with a big fat coat on. You'll have to tell me what you think about it as you guys pop on. You'll have to let me know. But anyway, welcome to Good Knit Kisses. Again, I'm your host, Kristen, and welcome to the replay. If you're joining us later, be sure and tell us where you're from. And when I say us, I mean like everybody joining here because it's a live thing. And you can continue to add your comments later. If you have questions, type in replay and ask your question, and I will get to it the next week. Every Thursday is crochet day. Excuse me, I am noticing problems with my wardrobe and my hair. Just kidding. Today is the first day of fall, and I've got my hat on. I've got my cowl on. Good morning, good day, wherever in the world you are. Hello. And yesterday was Day of Peace, and we were giving lots of love. And of course, we love here at Good Knit Kisses. And I'm so glad to have you. And of course, I'm wearing my hat because I challenged everybody take pictures of you and your favorite hats or hat or just in celebration of fall and post it up on the Good Knit Kisses page. And so I figured I'd take a picture of me. Well, I'd just wear a hat, and I might switch them out today. So, yeah, morning, everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm catching Dawn's post first. Dawn, good morning. She says the cowl will be great while out shoveling snow. So do you have snow there today? Oh my word. Yeah, well, or it will be good for then. But this cowl is like ridiculous with this t-shirt thing I've got. It's like a scoop neck. And besides the fact that I'm in Texas and it's very unlikely that we'll have it, but we might have like crazy blizzardy ice, which does happen. So I'm going to say good morning to everybody right now. Patricia, man, she was the first to join, and she is in Australia. And I would botch up an accent on that because every time I want to, I either sound British or I sound like broken Australian Brit, like they got trapped in the country. Sarwa, good morning. Gayla, good morning. Oh, Patricia says, looking cool. Thank you. Yeah. Mayra, good morning. And Dawn. And, oh, yeah, Dawn, you're thinking winter. Yeah, for sure. So I've got a crochet hat on. This is my friend Beth Ham, Elizabeth Ham. She made this hat her personally, and it was a test for something. And we're doing a project together that you'll see later on in the spring. And I can't wait for that. And can't talk about it anymore, but I'll tell you something's coming. And then today what I did is I used the big Bernat Blanket yarn and made this big yummy cowl. I was going to see your opinion on it before I tried giving it to my sister. It's monstrous. I may not do it. It's super thick. So good morning. And I see that Nikki has joined us today. And I'm not sure. It may look like Nikki is Good Knit Kisses when she comments, but it may just look like Nikki. So I forget. Myra is the name. Mayra is Spanish to pronounce. Okay. So Myra, I'm going to get me some coffee because I feel a little bit coming on here. Dry throat when you talk a lot, right? All right, so good morning. So I was up late and I just posted to my page. You may have seen it. I posted a bigger version of the blanket. So I posted the first version, and it was really just to show it like closer to the original size, the Marshmallow Crochet Baby Blanket that we use in regular Bernat Blanket yarn that I usually do. I mean, you could do it in anything. And then I did it in the big, and it's significantly bigger, and it's more like a thick mat, right? So I did it with like 2 accent stripes of purple, and then I added one more accent so it like grows. And then if you wanted like a 4th one, so it's 3 right now, and I'll show it to you in a second. But if you wanted a 4th one, I get even bigger. So the size that I got, I wanted to tell you all the sizes. I like measured it this morning. It took me I got a little bit of a delay. So if you do it with only 15 rows, It's like a cast on. If you want to know the pattern before I just like write it out, because if you want to get a jump on making it. If you know the Crochet Baby Blanket pattern, or you don't, just go to goodknitKisses.com and then type in Marshmallow, and you'll find it in the search, or just type in Marshmallow Crochet Baby Blanket and you'll find it. But it's free on my site. And then so you're going to chain 33 with the super, and then you're going to do row 1, and then row 2 is a repeatable row. You just repeat row 2 throughout, and then change colors where you want to. Usually I do 3 colors, but you don't have to do that. Like 3 of the same color when you're doing the big bold stripes, but I mean, you don't have to do that. Anyway, I break the yarn. I don't carry it up the side, in this, just because anyway, and when I weave it in, I just use my fingers to weave it in. It's really easy that way. And then, anyway, so it's only 15 rows to get the first mat, which is a 36 inch by 33 inch. And then to do, 21 inches, which is adding another, color A and B, or it's first color B and then color A to finish it. It would be, 21 rows and be it'd be 36 wide by 46. So I currently have that. And then I was measuring if I added one more repeat of those bolded colors, then it would be 27 rows, and it would be like a 36 by 58. So it would be like 3 feet by 5 feet at the most. So, I mean, you could keep going and going and going. It basically adds about 13 to 14 inches every time you do the 2 different colors to repeat it. And then anyway, so all I did to get this cowl is I cast on, I think it was 23, and then I did a row 1 and a row 2, and then I joined it in the round. Look. So it's like flatter on the bottom part, and then it's wavy on the top, or you could flip it and make it wavy on the bottom and flat up top. See? So this would be good for like a really warm climate. I'm nice and cozy right now, but it would keep the wind from whipping at your neck. It's nice and stiff, and you saw me yesterday. I kind of was losing it when I was describing things. I was a little crazed from my late night before, and I was like, yeah, it breaks wind. I'm like, that's not right. So anyway, I'm going to go back to saying hello to everybody. Good morning, Kathleen. Oh, she's in British Columbia in Canada. Hello. Oh, Canada. Hello. You love my hat? Thank you. Beth Ham did it. And this is, I think this is an alpaca. I want to say it's a Barocco yarn. I'd have to double check. And because it's been almost a year since it was made, but nobody knew about it. I haven't been talking about it. And then, oh, you're behind, Myra? Kate, welcome in the UK, Huddersfield. I'm glad to have you here. Oh yeah, Myra meant loom knitting. Good morning, Angela and Sheila. Sheila can't get the video to play. Oh, you can read messages, but the video's frozen. Help anyone. I'm sorry. I had trouble when I first started, so I don't even know if it posted the first video, because it was like 3, 2, 1, and it was freezing on my face, and I had to like stop the broadcast and start again, like a completely new one. So I don't know if like maybe you get out of the broadcast, if that ever happens to you, get out of the broadcast and then try and jump back in, like refresh the page and that kind of thing. So anyway, you want to see the top of the hat? That's the top secret part. I can't show you. I can't. I know. I really can't. It's part of why we're working together. Man, I'm like, gee whiz. Anyway, my hair is a mess. But anyway, I'm not going to show you this part. But yeah, this is a test, so it's not actually going to be swirly. But she has a swirly. She has a swirly hat, which is not quite like this. But anyway, and then this is not actually what's going to be in the book, but the top of the hat is the part I can't show you. I know it's kind of cryptic. Sorry. Oh, yesterday, if you were joining me, I know it's crochet day, but I'm going to show you real quick. So I had put this hat on. I was trying to get y'all to wear your hats today. This is the loom knit version of the, whoops, I just dropped it. The slouchy, the slouchy newsboy hat. And you can take this little thing off. I forgot to say, this is just an extra little thing. And that was when I made it way back when, 2011, 2012. I'm trying to remember when that was. Anyway, and so recently, this past year, I made a needle version of the hat. And it just, I wonder if I can put it on with this other hat on. There you go. Let's like imitate. Here, we're just like, this is like magic hat time. If I take this off, I'll have like multiple hats. It's like with those scarves. Look at that. Anyway, it's just like a slout. It's a soft brim. So I'm just fixing my hair on here. Okay, all right, good morning. So I'm going to show y'all y'all want to see the baby blanket? I'll put this down, take this cowl off. It was hot. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that is warm. We are in Texas and that is warm. So this is it. This is what I was wearing. And so basically it's just showing a row 1 and 2 and see how it's like flat on the bottom. Because when you do the chain, that's the straight part. And then it's just do a row, turn it, do the second row, and then slip stitch those together. That's it. And then I just like, flipped it to the side that I want. If I want it on this side or if I want it on this side, that kind of thing. I guess you could chain it longer and then turn them to do like a Mobus or something, but it's really big. Okay, so people are ready for the big dude right here. This is the super Marshmallow Crochet Baby Blanket, which is now more like a mat. And the kids flipped out in just the smaller size, which was nearly a square. And this one's 42 inches. I think I got that measurement right. So I'm going to show it to you all. This is like folded in 4s. I actually had it folded up bigger last night. Look at that. Look how big. Oh my gosh. Look how big this is. Right? Check it out. So this would be like up on top of your bed. So if you like to make up your bed and then put your pillows up and then like lay something on top of you to keep your legs warm or something, this totally keeps your legs warm. I was stitching with this last night. And now my legs are really long, so my feet were sticking out, like if I pulled it all the way up to me. So you would need to make it longer. But my daughter, with the smaller one, she turned it like the other way when it was just almost a square. She just turned it sideways, and she's like, "Oh, this is perfect for me," because it went up to her waist, and she's right at 5 feet tall, and then it went down to her feet, and she fit perfectly in the recliner. Okay, so let's open this up. I left. In case I want to make it longer, if y'all cheer me on and say, make it bigger, I left it like the last, this area here is ready for me to like pull it back out and do like continue if I wanted to continue. So I haven't woven anything in yet. Oh my gosh, it's so heavy. Look at this. Peekaboo. Do you know those those baby blanket, those baby pictures? When you were a kid, did your parent have you do this as a baby and then like do a little peekaboo baby thing? Like, oh my gosh, I am a mess. But did your parent ever make you do that? So that reminds me of this. I actually think this would be really cool, like in a variegated or just a white, and have it out, or cream, or what, like just different solid colors. If you want to sell it in your Etsy shop, like for photo props, or if you're a photographer and you want it for your own prop. Oh my gosh, that is significantly heavy. Here, let's put it up here so you can see it in the background. Oh my word. Oh, that's really heavy. So heavy. Okay, I need another hat on. Which hat should I wear? Do y'all like this one on me? All right. I was trying not to show the doll because that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm trying not to show. Oh, man, that was kind of a workout. Awesome morning, Kathleen. Awesome. Awesome morning. So the other thing I did is I wanted to show you, I did, oh, sorry. I was trying to scroll back through and see what people said. Wouldn't let you comment before. Love it. Sweet. Just reading your comments. Sorry. You had to refresh the comments. Oh, Gayla says she had to refresh the comments. Okay. Yeah. Maybe hit the refresh on your screen if you're on the computer. I don't know how you do it on a mobile. Yeah. The blanket is super thick, especially for Texas. No, I'm not arm knitting. I am crocheting. So this is a Tunisian crochet hook, but it doesn't matter. It's actually a U-hook, but it doesn't say when I purchased it. But the Bernat, the big balls, these, this is what I used. And it calls for a 25 millimeter hook, which is a US 50 when you're looking at needles for knitting. But when you look at Tunisian hooks, they don't say the crochet hook letter, if like for US. But on here, it actually asks for a U. And it says 25 millimeters. So anyway, I'm just kind of explaining because, well, you can't see it. It'll flip the number on you, but it'll flip the number on you, but it says US 50 and 25 millimeter. It's all the same darn thing. Anyway, so using this is the Bernat Big yarn. And by the way, I have been saving all these little deals from the inside. These are the little winning ticket things. And if y'all want, I can like put it in the computer. I'll show you what it looks like when I put them in. I haven't gone through it yet to see what the registration process like and how easy it is. So maybe we can do that on here. I mean, barring like showing you my sensitive information. But last night I did a linen stitch and I was testing out. Have y'all seen the new pulling stuff everybody's doing? I wanted to see what the linen stitch, I know that these are solid, but maybe they'll have variegated at some point. But I wanted to see the linen stitch worked up in the big, and that's what it looks like. Isn't that nice? So if you want to do a super scarf or cowl, the linen stitch looks like this. Sorry. What do y'all think of this? Oh, I gotta scroll up. La, 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 la. See that? So anyway, I thought that looked really cute. Yeah, I'm just making sure I'm at the right, yeah, this was the bottom. So I'm looking at it the right way. So, oh, Jill is saying it asks for the address and email. Then you type in the pin on the label. Oh, like my physical address? Oh yeah, then I definitely need to not do that, not punch it in. But I can show you what the first screen looks like and then flip it back to me while I do it. But anyway, this is 8 stitches. So for the linen stitch, you just need an even number. And anyway, I just wanted you to see what that works up to. I think that's perfect size. Let's see. I'm gonna measure it and tell you how wide that is. It is 10 inches, that's perfect. So, which is 25 centimeters for our overseas friends. Is it double crochet? No, this is the linen stitch. The linen stitch starts with the chain, and then it has a 2-row repeat. Starts with the chain, and then you chain up, or sorry, you go into the second chain from the hook, and then do a single crochet, and then chain 1, and skip a chain, and then single crochet, chain, single crochet, skip, blah, blah, blah. You go down, and then the second row does basically the same thing, except you end up having like, you go into the line that you created below, and it kind of does a little bit like a little V, but it's got 2 single crochets on the end, and it's the same thing, like single crochet, chain, single crochet, chain across, and then you're just going into the stitch below. So like, say you had a chain here, the next row you go across, your single crochet would grab here, and then when you're chaining, it would be right hovering, and then it would grab this and do a single crochet, and then in the end, you start with a single crochet and you end with a single crochet. So anyway, someone's saying happy birthday, and I missed somebody's thing. Oh, you get a confirmation of Sweep's entry and 10% off Bernat coupon, Jill says. So anyway, I'm not, Oh, sorry, I'm going backwards. Tracy says, looks thick enough, maybe a rug for bedroom floor. Yeah, it could be. You know, you would need to wash it in the delicate cycle, or, you know, be careful what you're using it on. But I mean, it would be comfy, like getting your feet on in the morning. However, the way that is, like the stitches, it's kind of like a messy stitch. To me, I kind of call it a messy stitch because I don't even care, like, if I'm pulling on it, if I'm, like, I've got extra loops that are, like, too long, because that yarn is, like, super big and thick. And anyway, with the Tunisian hook, or this big, massive hook, I don't feel like I can, like, pull it around and get it, like, super tight. But I don't really want to either, because it's a chenille type yarn. And so it's got, like, this, it's got a thread running through it. A rubber runs through it. A thread runs through it. And so I wouldn't want to pull on that too tight and break it either. And by the way, I don't use scissors on this project. I just pull and snap it with my hands. So if you're strong enough to snap it, you can just do that. I didn't use any scissors at all, which is fun. It's just that, but it's kind of hard to travel with this project because it is super big. So anyway, I'm kind of off on my comments back and forth. Whose birthday is it today? Yeah, sorry you're sick. You'll come back later. Oh, Bridget, I'm sorry you're sick. I hope you feel better. Veronica says, I have to begin with your beginner course tonight and move my way up. So excited to come across my page. Oh, you can use all the items you were gifted by some friends. Oh, that's wonderful. How did you guys hear about me? Will you put that in the comments? Yeah, put a non-slip mat under it, of course. Oh, yeah, Tracy. Yeah, you definitely want to put something underneath this, especially if you have hard surface. If it's on carpet, it's probably totally fine. But if it's on some kind of hard surface, then yeah, you'll want to get one of those mats that just, I wouldn't get one that sticks to it. Get one of those that's just kind of like a grippy thing, like that you would use maybe in some cabinets to keep, you know, kind of protect some glassware. So yeah, but it's like 2 inches thick in some places, like right along the side, it's like 1 inch, you know, the chain, it's super thick. Good morning, Carol. She is here, commenting is for Good Knit Kisses. Oh, Pam says use your P.O. box unless it says it can't. Oh, I guess I could use I could use my P.O. box. Speaking of which, I've got to go and pick up some things for my P.O. box. Lania, I'm trying to say her name. Anyway, she's got to go to her local crochet group and being interviewed for Channel 11 News in Arkansas. Oh, how interesting. Come back and tell us about it. Give us a link, man. When you come back, Leonia. Golly, I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I'm botching your name. Okay, so what do we want to see first? Oh, and I told you guys last week, and this is before I kind of went on my crazy hunt in the store, but I told you that I would show you the rest of the shawl, right? Or at least finish out what I could do in the Karen. So I was doing Karen cakes. I was making the marshmallow crochet shawl, basically. And it's really pretty. It's working up nice. But the thing is I just finished all the yarn. So here it is. Okay, so it's like a triangle. It's supposed to be going down, and that's it. That's all I've gotten, because that is all one cake does. And it goes out to 60 inches, okay? So it stopped right there. You can see it. I mean, I like literally used as much as I could. It's really cute. I mean, it's got this part here, you know. I could definitely use one more full ball. I don't know. I might be able to use another one, but I don't know where I'm going to get it from. So if I can't find it, this will end up becoming a scarf, and I'll just frog until I get to that point, because it's really cute. And then that means that the ends look like this. So, I mean, of course, I can write up a pattern. Oh, I'm not even sure you can hear me. I could write up a pattern for just doing it this way, if you guys want to know how to do it. And if you want me to show you how to do it today, I can totally do that. I just got so excited by the Bernat Big Ball stuff that I kind of made that my priority. But anyway, this feels really good. And the more you work with it, like when I first started working with it, I thought, this is actually kind of a little rough. It wasn't as rough as, like, say, a Red Heart Super Saver. Nowhere near that. But the more I worked with this, because it has wool in it, it became softer and softer and softer. And it has that halo effect to it. It's really nice. I am really enjoying it. It's only 20% wool, but that 20% makes a huge difference. So yeah, the McCarran is definitely the color that I need to get. Okay, Dia Lane. Dia Lane. I just saw how she pronounced it. And yes, you will. Love ya. Okay, McCarran is not in Jill's store, and you looked for me? Oh, that was so sweet. Well, if anybody finds it, let me know. I mean, I will, we'll work out something. Well, I know that there was cookies and cream last I checked at my other store, and there was like 3 of them. I just didn't buy them because I was like freaking out over all the big balls. I didn't really want the cookies and cream. It's just, I mean, it's not that they're bad. That's not my thing. You were disappointed with the yarn. Kathleen, tell me why you were disappointed with the cake yarn. Was it the color? Was it the feel? Like, really, give us feedback. I want to know what you love or don't love about things, because it's really insightful. I actually had a question for you guys, and now Bernat's not paying me to do this, so I'm not, so I don't care. I'm going to talk to you about sweet rolls. Have y'all seen the sweet roll stuff from Premier? I'm not even sure they're out in stores yet, but I've been seeing them pushed, and I wish I had a ball of the Karen with me. But the Karen cakes, came out, and they were supposed to be for a 3-month period of time. And then they sold out within 3 weeks. And people are being crazy bidding on eBay and other things. But Karen has decided that they're going to go ahead and continue the line. And then they're stopping production, and they're going to even cargo freight it all in. And they're going to commit to another year. But in the meantime, right after that was announced, all of a sudden Premier has all these cakes, and they're like more colors. And they're calling them sweet rolls, but they're 100% acrylic. They're not 20% wool. So this is 80%. I think it's 80% acrylic and 20% wool, and it does make a difference in the feel. But the colors in the sweet roll is really neat. And I was thinking maybe they're going to be at Joann's or something. So I was going to try and travel to Joann's today or tomorrow and check it out. You love the hat? Thanks, Carol. Ooh, I can't turn around too much. But yeah, it's got like a swirly. Carol, it's similar to the pattern that you have that Beth taught at the retreat for her swirl. And y'all, if you want to check out Elizabeth Ham, she goes by Beth in Texas TX1 on YouTube. She has a business called Crochet a Trunk Full of Fun. So if you look for Beth Ham or Elizabeth Ham and type up swirl, is it swirl beret or swirl hat? Just type in swirl when you're looking for her. Anyway, she's got a version of this hat, like a swirl beret. This is not the same one, but it's similar. Oh, Carol says she's got her hair short, and so she's gonna have to do that. Wear some hats like this. Angela says she's making a scarf with the jelly roll color. Oh yeah, jelly roll is nice. I got that one. Kathleen doesn't like the feel. Okay, so Kathleen, I didn't like the feel either. Even like the first half of this project, but I think it's more of the hand of it as I've messed with it. As I've taken it here and there and everywhere and messed with it, it has really grown on me. Like, I have really enjoyed it. At first I thought, oh gosh, am I gonna like this? And so now I'm more and more convinced that you have to give a yarn a chance. Give a yarn a chance. What is it? I'm trying to think of that song now. Give me a chance. I don't know. What is that? But anyway, it feels really nice now. I'm really enjoying it. I'm thinking with a little like washing and stuff, it would be really even better. So anyway, the sweet rolls sound yummy. Yeah, Erin, let's all get some sweet rolls to eat. Jill says that's good for wool allergic. Yeah. They really scour them though. Sometimes depending upon what it is about the wool allergy, I don't know. It depends. I know that, Daniel, Zondervan, he is with the Crochet Crowd, and he is highly allergic to wool. Like, highly allergic to wool, and he says that he can be around this stuff and not, his body doesn't go crazy. And he was playing around with it and messing around with it, and so he has enjoyed it. So, I don't have a wool allergy, but I can appreciate when someone does. And so it's definitely, I think it would be worth it to check it out. Of course, bring an EpiPen if it causes that severe of a problem for you. So, I'm going to go into, I'm looking at my computer right now, and I'm going to see if I can, register for the Stitch and Win stuff. Patricia says, don't like Australia. We don't get the yarn you have. The yarn we get is not good. They are so little. We pay like $3.95. You're at Go for $2. So like if we have something for $2, she's paying nearly twice as much in Australia, and it's not the quality. I know, that's really sad. I've heard people in in the UK and Australia saying the selection is limited. Yeah, I know that sucks, and I'm sorry. And when I talk about stuff, of course, I'm approaching it from my perspective in the States. But it's really interesting to hear your perspective. I understand you probably have things more like from Turkey. Oh, good. Okay, Gayla says she found Beth already. If you have a link to the hat, Beth's hat, Gail, would you paste it in the chat for everybody? That would be super. I would be appreciative of that, because people might want to do that. The people who can read crochet patterns. And you guys follow Beth. She's great. She has a totally different style than me. She is a beautiful person inside and out. She is just, I love her. She's loves life. Let's see. Oh, she made this really cool blanket. If you follow her, her son, one of her sons, who lives with her, has special needs. He's autistic, and she made an ASL, American Sign Language, she crocheted oh my gosh, my words are escaping me. Anyway, she crocheted this blanket for his bed, and it's amazing, and it's super colorful, and he loves it, and he's so proud of it, and he makes his bed up, and just, it's outstanding. Anyway, she just did such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So, Kathleen says, what beautiful colors. I prefer not to work with acrylic. Bought it in Beauty. Yeah. Everybody's got their preferences. I like a variety. I go back and forth, and I like to test things. I think things have their place. Bless you, Kathleen. I don't know if that was for me, but I'll take it. I accept it, and I give it back. Bless you. Gayla says, seems the more it's handled, the softer it gets. Yeah. Yeah, I think that has to do with the lanolin. Tracy says, oops, catch it off in your prime. Back now. I don't know. Sorry. Jill says, working with the wool makes my crocheting bestie's hands itch. Oh, yeah. Maybe she can work with gloves or something, or not work with it at all. Alpaca is great. If you are not familiar with other natural fibers, like, don't give up on natural fibers just because wool causes a problem for you or a friend. Try bamboo, or a combination thereof. Try alpaca, which is hypoallergenic. There's also yak fiber, buffalo, bison. Yeah, so there's different ones, and so you don't have to. You can still have a natural fiber. I would still love to try. There's like a milk fiber I have never tried. I've heard of, which I would love to see. There's another one that's made from corn fiber, and it's really cool. It's actually kind of soft, and it has some properties, like really great properties of cotton, and also some properties of wool. It's really, really cool. Like, so breathable socks that, unlike a cotton, they don't absorb all the moisture, so they repel it like wool, but they're nice and lightweight and airy, and so they're cool to wear. And so this cotton, this corn fiber is good, say for someone who is going through chemo. So anyway, good morning, Miss JJJ. It's good to see you again. Gayla says, which hat is it again? She has tons of hats. Look up swirl. I'm going to say swirl. It's like a swirl beret, a beret swirl. Carol may have to help us out. Jill, there's an alpaca farm near you. Look into it. Yeah, call the alpaca farm. I bet you anything. They would love for you to visit, and then they'll teach you more about what's going on. Just be like, hey, do you mind if I take a tour of your farm and kind of check out things? Or when would be a good time to go? And, when do you shear them, or do you shear them yourselves? Like sometimes people like hire someone who comes in who's a specialist, and then they have like a season where they do that, or they take them somewhere to do that. They all work differently, and I would check it out. Where do you find all these natural yarns, Patricia? You have not heard of half of them. You can Google them for your area and see. I'm trying to think what is the best way, because I've got some natural things. We have this thing called, wow, I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. We have DFW Fiberfest in my area. Dallas Fort Worth, that's what DFW means, in Texas. And I've gotten to go there, and there's a lot of people who spin their own yarn. And so I got to see lots of different types. There was even a lady who like spins animal hair, like dog, and she might have had cat, and of course there's Angora, which is bunny, and, rabbit. And so anyway, talking to someone who is into fiber, so you're going to want to talk and Google and things about fiber, and there's like whole processes on that thing. But then you might start discovering, wow, there's some things in my area. It's just not something that is advertised, or unless you're plugged into something like that, you really don't know what's going on in your area, because there could be someone like an alpaca. There could be in someone's very large backyard, and you don't know about it. So, yeah. And Tracy says some alpaca farms have shops. You can buy the wool also. Yes, there is a place in Denton, and we had a retreat at a local Hilton, and then we went over to this alpaca farm that was in Denton, Texas, and they had like 3 little cottages, like bed and breakfast style, and then they had like this little Irish pub thing, because he was Irish and they were having fun with it. And then like next to the little Irish pub that was like part of the bed and breakfast was a little store. And so they would open up the store at different times, and then they had the alpaca on the property, and then they did tours if you wanted tours. They also raised like Great Pyrenees dogs, which are like, they look like overgrown golden retrievers, but they like guard your property. They work really well with alpaca. And by the way, a lot of time when you see alpaca, you'll also see, they might throw a llama in there, which is actually good for their security. You can learn a lot just by talking to someone. It's just go and, yeah, you need a retreat, Pam. I know. Man, I've wondered about throwing another retreat, but it was a lot of work. And it cost about $300 for the retreat, the way we did it last time, per person. And I barely broke even. And plus everybody had to pay for the hotel room. So the 300 covered that. But we had like 3 days of intense stuff, and it included all your meals. And then we had a big party on a Saturday night, and we had the tour at the alpaca farm, and we got to feed them, and I got to hold a baby alpaca. It was so cool. So yeah, I encourage you to go check out fiber and making your own. And not that you may actually make your own, but you really start appreciating what goes into it. And that's why, like, if you go to a local yarn store, or you see these prices online, you're like, oh my gosh, it's like $26 a hank for this yarn. Why is it $26? Or why is it $60? I have a $65 one back here. It's because it's multiple yarns and multiple natural fibers, and then they're like pieced together and in a special way, and they're like really cool, and they change consistencies and stuff. And so, but it costs more because it's all very much hand done. Dawn, thank you for the link to her spiral slouchy hat, now that I have the right name. So I would encourage you to go to Ravelry and find Spiral Slouchy Hat in Ravelry instead of the free webs thing. I don't like to give out, well, I'm not sure because I haven't clicked on it. I don't like to give out links that just go straight to like a PDF or anything. So, because I would rather like honor the designer and go straight to the Ravelry store or Etsy or wherever they prefer showing you that pattern. And Joanne says her local fiber shop has a huge variety of fibers. That's great. It's great for learning, even just touring and learning. Say, I'm going to make it an educational tour. I'm not going to spend any money today, but I want to ask questions. And the growers, the people who are the farmers and the growers, they really appreciate when you want to ask questions. Be like, hey, I really want to learn about this. Can you talk to me? Can I ask you questions? Or I don't even know what questions to ask. What is something significant about this that you think I should take away from? Like, ask them about the properties of the wool. That means, or the fiber. Like the properties would be the key word for what features and benefits, what drawbacks, what are the pros and cons, basically, of using this, and what projects would it be best in, and what projects should you stay away from when I use this yarn. So that is something to say. Oh, Tricia says we have a craft show coming up soon, and she's going to have to take a look and see what yarn's there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, talk to the people and ask them in the booth. Like some people that you talk to in the booth might actually be the people who raise the animals, and or they may spin it, or they may only dye. Some people, you'll see tons of fiber at their booth or their store, and maybe they purchased it from someone. We have a friend, Christina, and she will take it and she gets it from someone who like she gets it raw, and then will card it, which is like washing it and getting all this junk out, and then it's like this. It's like if you brush a dog and you have those combs that stick up the like really hard wire, and it does this. You do this, and you're pulling the strand. Well, I'm not doing it in the right motion because I've never done that, but you're cleaning the fiber, and then you're getting the staples, the links of hair, and everything to line up and elongate. And then it becomes a roving, which is real thick, poofy yarn. Some people just put it straight into a blanket. And then it's either dyed while it's in the roving state, or it's spun into a yarn and then dyed. And so some people buy it already spun and then they dye it and they just sell it that way. Some people like to card it and may put it into roving and either sell that blank like that, or they'll go ahead and dye it into these really cool color variations and then sell that. And then people buy that to spin it, and then there's different types of wool. And then you want to know the properties of those, especially if you decide to spin, because they all have different properties in how they pull when they're spinning too. I know enough to be dangerous. I have a Ashford Joyce wheel back here that I invested in, and Nikki has borrowed it more and used it more than I have. There's a retreat coming up at the end of October that I want to go to, that's sort of local to me, and I would be learning about some spinning firsthand. I need to be taught. I like to have a teacher in front of me teaching me, so I think it's good for everybody to invest in learning. Christine says, have you seen the slow knitting TV on Netflix? They try and break the world record for the fastest knitting from sheep to sweater. Yeah, we got to kind of see that. I haven't seen a full thing of it. It was really interesting, but when I tried to turn it on, we were in Colorado and had terrible Wi-Fi and to stream anything. So I haven't actually tried it since we've been home. That was back in August. So I need to check that out. Thanks for the reminder, though. So they're going straight from sheep to sweater. I probably missed that part because I was probably just watching the very big introduction part. Oh, Carol has to sign off. Sorry, you keep losing me. And Chrissy Little, hey, good morning. You love the hat? Oh, I look great in it. Thank you. That's so sweet. The link should be up there. Dawn, I think it was Dawn posted the link to it. It's Beth Ham or Elizabeth Ham. It's her spiral slouchy hat. But it's a version of her spiral slouchy hat. And then this was like a test for something else. So I'm being cryptic with everyone today. Anyway, so I showed the baby, the mat really back here. And I showed you guys the cowl. What did you guys think of the cowl? Did you think that it was too big and stiff? Do you think it was enough? Like, I'm just curious what you thought of it. I mean, you can tell me the color. My sister loves this color, and so I was thinking, Oh, and while you're writing that, I was actually thinking. So I talked about the sweet rolls earlier. I want to go to Joann's because they said they're going to be getting a truck in soon, and I was thinking I could go check on the sweet rolls and spy them out in the store and see what I think. So if anybody has seen any in the store, let me know, because I haven't seen any yet, but I haven't been in my local Joann's in a while because they're a little further away from me. So I'd like to go do that. Pam says I get a channel called Create on my cable TV that has Knit and Crochet Now on at like 5 a.m. Yeah, I'm aware of that show. I've seen like a little snippets. But yeah, it's never on at a time where it's convenient for me either. So Kathleen is asking, she says, Carol, good knit kisses. How often do you? Okay, I'm not really sure what she was saying, but yeah, Carol signed out, so she'll have to come back. So if you have a question for Carol, just write Carol question. So anyway, yeah, Kathleen says Sweet Rolls by Karen. You want me to check out the Sweet Rolls? Okay, Kathleen, I think she's saying love it on the cowl. Anyway, I may have missed some things. Y'all will have to write your questions if you have more questions. And also, oh, I'm going backwards. Joanne, you said drapey. She says, I love alpaca yarn. It's so soft and drapey, if that's a word. Yeah. I think the technical term for, in the fashion business, when you talk about, how the fabric lays, it's the drape. And then, it can also be called the hand of the fabric. And so you may hear me say, oh, the hand is really nice. But it's really like how it drapes and how it lays. Like, so this is the linen stitch, and it drapes and lays really nice. But if I do this one back here, no, not at all. But this one drapes and stuff really nice for the big yarn. But really, you want something drapey for, say, like a sweater, or like if you have a shawl, like in a real thin yarn, like say if you had a finger weight yarn, you want it to have some drape to it. You wouldn't want it to be stiff. So I just rattle on and on, don't I? Let's see. I'm sliding through all the comments here, scrolling through. Call Joann's before I go. Yeah, and Christine, I called them actually right before I did the broadcast in the Michael's store. I called my local Joann's store and I said, hey, do you guys have Sweet Rolls by Premier? And she's like, do you have a scan? You have like a SKU for that? A code? I'm like, no. So she looked and she said, well, I think a truck is coming in tomorrow or the next day. And so today would be the next day. So I'm going to call them and see. But she was the assistant manager, and I told her what I was looking to do. And I said, well, if it's there, I'd love to be able to show my viewers, because they would love to see. So, but she did say that we get, Joanne says, according to Premier Yarn's Facebook page, they would be in stores in October. Okay. So I think she said that they're getting a significant portion of stuff right now, and then that's what they'll be setting out. So let's see, what are we on? We're on the 22nd. So next week, towards the end of the week, is October, right? So I think that's Saturday or something, Friday or Saturday next week. And so that might be what's coming in, but they probably will like keep it in the back. Wouldn't that be amazing if they like let me like be in the back, like incognito, and like pouring over the stuff? It'd be like in a yarn jungle. Wouldn't that be cool? I'm living in a dream world. That's not going to happen, is it? Patty Coach says, I looked on the Joann's website and they don't have the Sweet Rolls on the site. Yeah, Kathleen, sorry. So how often do you do the live Facebook, I so enjoy. Oh, yes, sorry. Okay, so Mondays are Q&A. Tuesday is loom knitting. Wednesday is knitting and yarn. Of course, we're talking about yarns. It usually carries over anyway. And Thursday, crochet. And then Friday is social media day. So like if you need help for your crafty business or you just need some help, ask me questions. And then if you write replay, I go back to the week before and I look at all those questions. If there's any that says replay, it kind of catches my eye. And then I will try and answer them on a broadcast if I haven't or someone else hasn't answered it already during that previous week. I usually broadcast about 8:30 in the morning Central Standard Time, but usually between 8:30 and 9:30 or so, just depending upon my day, because I do have kids and I take them to school, but sometimes I have meetings and everything anyway. So I'm kind of morning-ish. So, but you can always catch the replay, and then we put them in a playlist on the main page. So if you're not sure, you just go to Good Knit Kisses Facebook page. And click on the Good Knit Kisses and, not the group, we have a group, but go to the page and then click on videos and then you'll see playlist and they're by the day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, those are the different days. And then it puts the most recent one that we have uploaded into a playlist up there. If you don't see the most recent one, you're like, oh, this one's like 2 weeks old or something. Just go in the page feed and scroll through until you find that day. It may not have been put into a playlist yet because we have to physically do that. I do it or Carol does it. And so we're just learning about this whole Facebook Live. We just started doing this in August, and people have been really enjoying it. I usually go for about 30 minutes to an hour. Sometimes we've gone 90 minutes. I've done some live tutorials, and it kind of changes from week to week. And I think people have been enjoying it. So, but remember that there's a lot of content. There's a lot of really good stuff. And so one of the things that is good to do is if you want to stitch and, sit and stitch and just listen. You can sit and obviously read it, but if you're just stitching along, just listen. And then I might get to something that interests you and then kind of perk up and pay attention. But it's not like a regular video where like I'll say, okay, wait 5 minutes. And in 5 minutes exactly, I'm going to say this because I don't know what I'm going to say next because you guys ask me questions and I go off on squirrel moments. I'm glad you enjoy them. Dawn says, a good time for stiff finger weight yarn is for socks. Some of the stiffer yarns hold up much better. Remember, the softer the yarn, the faster your socks are going to wear out. Correct. Yes, Dawn, that is an excellent point. Yes. And a lot of those yarns, like let's say Red Heart Super Saver, for an example, it's a really good example. It's really stiff. It's a very hardy yarn, and I'm not necessarily saying that for socks because it's a worsted and it's bigger and everything, but it may have some special stuff for fabrication for it to go through the machine and not get worn on the machine, and then that sizing and all that other kind of stuff that's put on top of it actually ends up washing out and becomes very soft. So some of it is made for manufacturing purposes, and then it kind of washes out or wears out, but the strength of the sock remains, or strength of the yarn remains. So it depends. Working up a swatch and washing and blocking your swatch will tell you about the nature of that fiber. So don't just judge it on the ball alone. Sorry, I had the broadcast interrupted, but don't just judge it on touching the ball in the store. So if you really are interested in it, make up a little swatch and wash it and block it and mess with it. And especially like for sweaters and things that are fitted things. Kathleen says, oh, let us know when you're in Seattle, no Karen cakes. Well, when the new ones come out here, I'll be excited. I mean, I'm sure that's the thing, dye lot, I'm not gonna be able to match this dye lot. What may happen is I'm probably gonna have to get 2 more new ones, and this will just become a scarf. And I'll have to start all over. So you're welcome, Kathleen. I'm glad you found that insightful. Gayla, what kind kind of what I'm doing today, finishing up this baby Afghan, listening and commenting. Oh, great. Don says, does that mean I don't buy baby alpaca and nylon for socks? No, it doesn't mean I don't. I love baby alpaca and nylon for socks. Oh, okay. Bye, Patricia. Good night. Okay, so I'm going to flip the camera and you guys are going to see this Bernat thing. The website is stitchandwin.com. Yeah, stitch and then the letter N and then win.com, W-I-N. So I am on the site. This is the site. That's what it looks like. Michaels and Bernat are working together. And it's got 580,000 instant discounts available. 1 in 20 get a $500 Visa gift card. 1 of 50 $100 Michael gift cards. Enter now. Have your pin code ready. So I'm going to go to enter now. And to enter the Bernat Stitch and Win, claim your instant discount. Please enter your personal information. I'm going to be in the United States. I'm going to say Kristen. Hello, Kristen. Mangus, P.O. Box. I don't know if it'll take my P.O. Box or not. Someone said it would. Keller. And then it's Texas. 76244. Okay. And then I'm going to fill this out in a second. Okay, enter your PIN here, and then it says, I'm at least 13 years of age. In order to enter the sweepstakes, you must be of legal age in your blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yes, sure, I'll have the newsletter. I have read the rules. Yeah, right, I've read the rules. No, I have not. Okay, let me flip this. I have not read the rules. Hey, Louisa is joining us. Pam says, call the Lake Worth store. If they have it, you can pick it up for me. Pam, you would do that? I could just call McCarran? Oh my gosh. I mean, call about the McCarran? That would be sweet. Yeah, I need to do that. Let's see. I'm going to type in my email here. goodnitkisses.com. And then my phone number. All right. I'm going to actually change this address to my address at home. I don't even know if it's okay if I get something. I mean, I haven't, I haven't, okay, anyway. Okay, so I'm going to put in my first one. So it's MK7THP7. Does anybody know if you have to make it all caps or not? The special characters? MK7THP7WX. Okay, I'm doing this because I want to see live if I want anything, y'all. Oh, look, this is what it says. Congratulations, claim your discount, and you've been successfully entered into the sweepstakes. Good luck. Okay, so claim your discount. What happens when I claim my discount, people? I get a blank screen. What happens? There may be a problem if I'm going to show their screen. Maybe I'm not supposed to show them. So when I go and claim it, it's not doing anything. So I'm thinking what I need to do though is I need to go into my email and probably, oh, there it is. Okay, so what it does is it gives me a coupon. I'll flip it and show you. See, it gives me this coupon here, and then it's a 10% off, one regular price or not, but regular price are Bernat Blanket 300 gram, 10.5 ounce size yarn, which is the big. That's not the blanket yarn, that's the big. So you get 10% off. That's that particular coupon. But that's not okay for me, because what do I want? I want to win something, right? So I'm going to go in my email. I see that I have gotten an email, and it says we received your Stitch and Win sweepstakes entry form, and let's do this. So let's go back, and we're going to go to Stitch and Win again, stitchandwin.com. And now I'm going to enter. I'm going to see what happens now. I'm doing this. Wow, you have to enter in your PIN every time? Do you have to enter your address every time, Kathleen? Have you done this before? I'm doing this for the benefit of everybody else, because I would want to see someone do this. So, oh, good day, Kathleen. Okay, you have a great day. I see her saying goodbye. Anyway, this has turned boring for y'all. I didn't see anybody say they wanted me to show. Oh, yes, the same as me, 10. So you have to put in it every time. That sucks. I was hoping that like I could sit here with you guys and plug in like a whole bunch and then be like, let's see what I've won. Woo, I've won. That would be really cool, right? So that's not going to happen, right? That sucks. Autofill. Yeah, that's not Kristen. Sorry, I'm typing in my email address and my phone and everything else. So basically, you have to do this every time. That's not cool. That's not cool. Has anybody, is this interesting to anybody? I will stop doing this right now. I'll tell you if you can do it in lowercase. I'll answer the question for you. So if you're curious about all these giveaways, I'll tell you if you have to do in lowercase, or you can just type it right out, which was easier, right? So let's see if I did this right. MCH CN 7 MWH. Oh. Okay. Submit. Lame. Yeah, that is lame. Claim your discount. Now I got another one. Claim your discount. Tell her what she's won. What did I get? What is my discount? Oh, I see my friend Robin jumped in. Hey, Robin. Now we all know how to enter them. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I got another 10%. Wow, this is incredibly boring. I'm not going to do this with you guys because I like to do more exciting things than this, and that's boring. So I have a criticism for Bernat. I got 10% off again, Debbie. So I've done 2 of them and I got 10% off. I mean, it's fine, but it would be nice if you could enter in multiple ones, or there was like a sign in or something, and then you didn't have to fill it out every time. So if you have one of those automated things where it automatically signs you in, then that's great, but it's not doing that for me. And then I can print these coupons off, but do I want to print them off? I've got 18 balls to do. So basically I'm going to have to keep going back and forth to this page. So unless y'all want to see me boringly enter these in, which I don't think you do, then I will move on. Okay, so back to the linen stitch. So I talked about the linen stitch. Have you seen, there's a big craze right now on pooling. And so what it is if you get a variegated yarn and you do the linen or the moss stitch in crochet, you can, and you should be able to do it as well in knitting, but I don't know what the stitch is. But if you cast on 24 or 28 stitches, some say 20, and like an H hook or 5mm, it makes a tartan design, you know, like a plaid, like this. And if you don't start seeing the pattern develop, then start over and go, you know, chain 28 or just change your chain number. So it'll be 20, 24, or 28. I'm hearing that 24 is kind of a good number. 24 and 28 work better. And anyway, but the linen stitch is one. So I was doing it in this big just to see. And then, because I think that would be really cool if they came out with variegated in this, and then you could do the tartan in this in a super. Wouldn't that be cool? And then, what else? What else was I going to tell you? But this is, but the hook is a 5mm. And so it's kind of small to me. And I was trying to work it with, this yarn. I went and bought this yarn because I thought it would be so great, but I'm not getting satisfied because I've been working so much with this recently that switching to this is like micro small. This is a number 3. It's a light. I got it from Yarn Bee. It's Fair Isle, and I was going to see how this one worked up. But this is from Hobby Lobby. And don't you love the color? Isn't that nice? And then this one here is another one. And I thought, you know, my son would like either one of these in a scarf. So I figured if I got that. And then I ended up buying a new hook the other day. So this is a boy hook. I was trying to find the clover version, but I couldn't. I was trying to get another one of these where I was, but I ended up going for the boy, which is cool because it's metal. Just the shaft isn't as long. So anyway, okay, I'm going to go back and see what Pam says. Pam says, since real yarnies know you can almost always get a 40% coupon at one of those stores, 10% is just not good enough. Yeah, if it was 10% over the entire purchase, I would actually be thrilled. But I'm, you know, I don't work for Bernat, so I'm going to tell you how I feel right now. I mean, I don't like that. I totally agree with you, Pam. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, anyway, Kathleen says, thank you, Carol. All good and kisses, followers, blessings. Yes. Enjoy your first day of fall. You have a great day. I was going to do a, tutorial on the, marshmallow crochet, but I'm not sure if anybody is ready for that today. And I think I've kind of gone over, so I can do that next week. And how about I just say next week, if you want to work on Marshmallow Crochet Baby Blanket and actually work it, we can do that next week. I'll tell you to get your hook. You're going to want an L or 8mm and get some Bernat Baby Blanket yarn, or you can do the 25mm hook or a U. This doesn't say U, but if it did, it would say it. Get a US 50 Tunisian hook or a U hook that's 25mm, and then get the Bernat Big. Okay, and then we will work on that next week in a live tutorial, and we can do that. I can show you how to make the stitch and actually start this scarf or a shawl and make it like angled like this. So that is that. Be sure and post your pictures of you guys in your fun hats today. You can post them every day. I'd love to see your hats, or your sweet kiddos or grandkiddos or friends that you've made hats for. Love to see it on Good Knit Kisses. Tell us if it's your pattern or if it's someone else's. That would be awesome too. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. Yeah, Christine says she agrees. Also, the discounts should have been better. Like I said, I'm gonna, after I get off the phone here, after I get off the broadcast here, I'm going to plug in more of my stuff, and I'll let you guys know if I want anything else. But I'm going to save you the yawn fest of me doing that, because that is not fun. I was hoping that I could just plug in a whole bunch of them, you know, and then it would tell me like, boom, you won this, you won this, you won this. It'd be like, and you got a discount here, and you got a gift card here, and you got this here, and you won the trip or whatever. Then that's not how it happened. So anyway, all right. Well, you guys have a great day. I hope you make it a good one, and I will see you tomorrow for Social Media Friday. Ask away your questions in the replay area by typing replay in your question for last Friday's episode, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Mwah. Good night kisses to you. Send me some love, okay? Bye, everyone.